Hey there, so today we have another review, and we're going to do another garbage beer review because I think that they're kind of fun. So this is the Steel Reserve. Who makes this one? Product of the Steel Brewing Company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is an 8.1 APV high gravity lager. So it's going to be very similar, I think, to our Hurricane review.
Yeah. This is most definitely an AB product or a Miller Coors product. So.
Yeah, is it? I wonder if we could find out. Doesn't really say. Yeah. It's like almost like they're ashamed to put their name on it.
For sure.
So, as you remember, we did do the AB InBev Hurricane, which I personally like. This is Steel Reserve, which is one of Darwin's garbage beer picks. And that's just what I'm calling
So they call it high gravity lager. This is malt liquor, pretty much 8.1%. It is in your range of your double IPAs in a 16-ounce can. It's pretty much your Hurricane. So high alcohol malt liquor. So that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Overall color looks similar to urine. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. It's pretty golden. It's pretty golden. It's pretty clear.
Color. Really deep, a rich, deep gold color. Almost looks like a Meriton or something like that. Maybe a Fetz beer, but like in a light Meriton or Helles Spock. Really nice, kind of like
weedy color.
Like, weedy, no, just like clear, richer lager look to it. So not completely pale, completely much darker than your macro lager. So
it does actually hold a decent head when I roll it. So
get your nose in it.
Very corny.
We got pennies.
Yeah.
Pennies, sweet.
Smells like malt liquor. I don't think I would expect too much from, what did we pay for a 4-pack? $4.99 for about that for a 4-pack? Ooh, $4 for a 4-pack?
About that.
Yeah, so I mean.
Corn's grain.
It's $1 a pint.
Corn's grain, fruit, apple.
White bread crust. Yeah, I do see the apple too. Maybe white grape.
Yeah.
Not super exciting on the nose for an 8.1%.
But a lot more character than your macro lagers. So
yeah.
They come in half the amount of ABV for something like that Bud Light. So.
Yeah.
Cold as hell on this one.
Oh.
So the body reacts. The body doesn't really like ethanol. And so there is a good amount of ethanol. Like the body sort of like hits you pretty obviously that there is some kind of fusel alcohols or something on here that sort of like trick you. Despite the fact it's 8%, there is a rich kind of ethanol fusel alcohol kind of thing driving that one. In general, boy, it's got a roller coaster ride. Miller, okay.
Yeah.
The beer is relatively smooth up front, almost introducing you as a kind of like maltier kind of macro lager.
And then there's that drawback gag, where I don't even know how to describe that flavor.
No. Well, it's described because your body reacts to certain flavor compounds. And so this beer has a flavor compound that really has your body sort of react to it. And
I think I just grew chest hair, to be honest.
It has what some people might call an all flavor. There is a bit much of that kind of like excessive kind of fusel or alcohol
cheap
flavor.
Malty flavor is how I would describe that. It's like a cheap malty thickness.
Yeah. Whereas Hurricane rides sweet, this one rides just like blandish, malty-ish without being as sweet, and then with that kind of like really physically offensive kind of all flavor to it. So
I would really love to see you chug one of these.
Okay, cool. We're not doing that. So what's your final impression rating on this one?
It's horrible. What do you expect though from $1? You're so rude. From $1 a pint, a
it's
malt
sour
liquor.
in the back end.
Oh, it's really weird.
Yeah.
$1 a pint. 8.1%. This is something that you're not drinking for pleasure. This is something to drink because life sucks at the moment, and also you're probably broke, which is totally me.
This is bad though.
So this is Steel Reserve 211. I didn't expect much.
Yeah.
Not disappointed because I didn't go into it thinking, oh, this is going to be a wonderful beer. The tasting notes are just lacking in anything like really defining and flavorful. It's more just like disappointment and depression in a can. And it is what it is. I mean, it's 8.1%. You're going to drink this to get screwed up. So that's my thing. I'd hate to give this a rating because it's going to be absolutely awful. I'm going to say like 63 max on this one. It's not good, but it's cheap.
Sure. I generally agree with this one. Despite the fact it's 8.1% that it will get you pretty tanked, there are other options, I imagine, out there. There are probably other malt liquors, even the Hurricane that we reviewed is
I like Hurricane more.
Better than this. And I would even take the sacrifice on drinking more volume, like a Natty Ice 5%, Budweiser. I think a Natty Ice is like 6, maybe 5 something, and then Budweiser is around 5%. I would take the hit on it because, like, even though you have to drink more volume, the flavor on this one really sucks. It really just sucks. Like
Miller missed it on this one. I mean, I appreciate
like you can despise macro lagers for the sense of their wateriness and lack of flavor. This just has unenjoyable flavors. It is like it sucks. Like it's bad. This one for me gets a 66. So
okay, yeah.
One of the lowest ratings I've ever possibly given. It really is not.
I don't know. I still think the Bud Light Orange was.
I'd drink more of that.
Really?
I drink that whole can because you could crush it and not think about it.
Bud
this is
Light
like physically
Orange
not
tastes
enjoyable.
like literal orange cleaner.
Yeah. And I can drink about it and not think about it.
Neither one of these is enjoyable, I'm just going to say.
You can drink something watery and sort of not worry about it, where this is just like bad flavor with alcohol. The issue is the alcohol. It's so physically rejecting. Like you don't like it.
I feel my body cringe and shiver, and I actually get goosebumps because it's actually that gross.
Yeah. My body. I'm actually quite sensitive to alcohol, at least from the sense of like sensory, which is actually one of the tricks that I recommend you guys learn. Like sort of like try to have different beers at different ABVs. Try to have your pale ales, IPAs, double IPAs, and when you really get a sense of ABV, that's when I think you get to really like. That's why Cicerone was, I think, pretty reasonably easy for me with the tasting portion. And I think that's one of the reasons why I think I'm a somewhat decent taster, because one of the tricks I've learned is like really tasting ABV and sort of guessing where a beer could be 4%, 5%, and maybe a beer can be 8%, 9%, 10%. Sort of teaching your body to sort of understand where alcohol is coming from and sort of blindly guess how much alcohol is in actually a beer. This one has a lot to it, and hell, I would have probably guessed this beer would have been 9-10%.
I'm gonna stick with Hurricanes. For my cheap drunk.
So
I'm gonna stick with Hurricanes.
Until next time, guys. Cheers. Terrible. Later.